And hello. I'm actually back in Sanctuary. I decided against the overpass for the time being because I wanted to spruce up a couple things around here and see if I could possibly get our defenses a little bit more in order. I walled in the garage just to keep my special baby out of the elements. Moved a couple things around, put armor in here, moved the workbench. Mama Murphy now has an ashtray. Still has her toilet. Unused.
I'm afraid I'm not much use in a fight anymore. But back in the day, folks used to call me Murphy the Mad Woman.
Yeah, I would still call you Murphy the Mad Woman. You're crazy. You haven't soiled your toilet yet though, so you're holding your chems pretty well. I moved her meth lab in here, so I can cook up whatever she happens to want, whenever she happens to want it. Oh. Picture of a sailboat on the wall. Very nice. What else? I created an addition for my own home. Walled in the garage. Nice TARDIS blue door. Didn't really do that much else. I moved the magazine stand so I can actually have access to everything now. Still need to set up my room. Like bed, storage space. It does not appear that there's any way to set up an armor stand or weapon display rack or anything like that, so I'm a little bummed about that. I might be able, with some fairly skillful moving around of things, put a couple of guns on the shelf there, but that's about it. This center of town, it's where everything is, so I turned it into basically the Alamo in the event that our outer defenses ever get breached. I have good sight lines, reasonably good sight line over here. Full barricading on this side. Nothing on this side. Mostly because, and you'll see it's a lot more apparent when you're looking at the walls, the ability to fine-tune placement of objects is not fully developed. So, head down here to the town entrance. Yeah, I still need to do some cardio. You can hear me panting right there. Decided to cover the entrance with a pair of turrets. These poles here are basically the only way, whenever you end up with the inevitable gaps in stuff, to prevent people from just jumping through. Got my door here. I can't remember if these guys have always been there.
This is all much more exciting than domestic life, I assure you.
I'd take domestic life at this point, Codsworth. I can't remember if these guys went down because of me, or I don't think my turrets have that kind of range, so whatever. I'll just leave that there. But anyway, come across the bridge. Bridge is covered by those. Bridge is also covered by these. When I have more people in the settlement, plan on having most of my defenses manned at all times. And then we have this. The retaining wall is actually high enough that you can't jump it or climb it. So I didn't think that was too bad. But then you come to the walls itself, or the wall itself. They link up pretty well. I mean, they automatically link in certain circumstances, which is nice, but you end up with little gaps in terrain. This in particular irritates me. Just because there's no corner piece, like all the buttressing and stuff is on the outside, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Come up here. This is basically that piece viewed from the proper side. But then you get this, so, you know, gap, and I had to overlap it. Overlap. It's just, if there were a way to better fine-tune placement of stuff, it would be nice. And I may have to take the doors out because, as far as I can tell, there's no way to actually get them to lock. Which kind of screws up the entire point of having a wall in the first place. But I have walled the whole thing in. Come around here. The houses are impenetrable from the backside. I mean, even though it looks like the windows you should be able to jump through, you can't, so I don't envision anyone climbing through there. Plus, you know, it gives you an extra, you know, protected firing position. Although I probably would not turn this into a bedroom. Probably keep the beds in here so that if we get snuck up on, people just don't take pot shots at us through the wall. And same thing here. Walls. Guard post. This actually is one of the sloppier ones. It just sort of extends out into open space over the contours of the terrain. Continuing on. I put dog in my backyard. And that, I mean, any kind of mole rat or small critter can come through. I guess any flying creature can come over the walls too, but bloat flies are not really my prime concern as far as keeping the city safe. But you know, I have pretty good sight lines on everything here. Oh, I left a gigantic gap. Well, let's see how this works. Oversight. And come on. Come on. Go green. Go green. There we go. Alright. That's better. We'll just do the rest of the tour from the outside. Guard post, gates, and this is just unsightly right here. I suppose if I were to spend just way too much time doing it, I could get it exactly the way I wanted it. And I've managed to also lock myself out of town, so back around to the outside.
Yes, well, isn't this all very exciting?
But yeah, that's that. Didn't really do much else. I mean, I cleaned up a lot of the picket fences from the interior just to rework usable space somewhat. And crap. That's pretty much that. Hey, Codsworth. Do you have any Any thoughts on the place?
Hey.
Sir,
Yeah?
Hey, Codsworth.
here you go.
You gave me purified water. Very nice.
Your thoughts?
Charles Dickens walks into a
Whoa,
bar and orders
little fresh
a
there.
martini. The bartender turns to him and asks, olive or twist?
Oh my god. I can't tell if it's the joke or the glasses that's the worst thing about this.
How do you...
Quite well, sir.
Oh.
You've no idea how wonderful it is to have someone to serve again.
No. Guess I can't. Never really was much for service
Are
myself.
things all right between us?
Never better. And might I reiterate, it's an honor to be chosen to accompany you throughout the Commonwealth.
Oh. That's very nice.
That's
Never
all
mind.
for now.
All right, then.
So anyway, see what we have in the way of weapons that we can play around with. Baby's first 10 milli. Can't do a tremendous amount with it. I'd like to eventually get down to advanced receiver, but I'd need to be a gun nut rank 2. And I think in the course of putting up all the defenses, I'm pretty sure that I did level up. Yeah, I did level up. So what do we think? I haven't really interacted with that many people, so I don't really feel right just boosting charisma through the roof. I have been playing around with guns a lot. I guess I could give myself gun nut. No, I can't. Level 13. I could hack. Hacking expert terminals might be useful. I would like to not be. I don't really have a non-automatic rifle. Man. It's kind of hard to figure out what I want to do. Scrapper. Level 23. I do need a lot more ammunition. Local leader. No. Science! Oh. Oh yeah, I would have taken an interest in all of the newfangled stuff that's going along. Screw it. We'll do that. Science! And there we go. Bravo, me. I mean, I've upgraded power armor. That's a pretty sciencey thing to do. What do I have? Long light barrel. Yeah. Glow sights. Standard mag. Oh, I could put a compensator on it. Doesn't really boost accuracy that much, but I don't really... I think when I find him, Sean's probably not necessarily going to need a silencer. He's just going to need something that's very nice and accurate. I've always liked the look of a long-barreled gun, and that puts another, like, 1.5 inches on it, so... yeah, we'll do that. What else do we have? The de-undeadifier. The de-undeadifier is just for putting holes in zombie heads, so that's fine. At some point it would be cool to go full Wolverine. I think for the time being, though, I'm just going to rename it. I want to have at least one named version of every weapon that I can get my hands on. So we'll call this Spoon's 1-inch punch. And we'll just leave it as is and toss it back in weapons storage. I don't need all the grenades. Don't need the mines. Don't need the cocktails. Don't need Spoon's 1-inch punch. That's with me all the time. Ha 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 ha.